Hello and welcome to another episode of Chad's Chat. We've got Thomas Bradford. Crispy, how are you, mate?
Good, mate, yourself?
Good, thank you. What's been going on?
Not much, just in study at the moment, so I was doing a little quick session with you.
Nice. So, coming to the end of week 9, so we've got retreat next week and then going home for finish term 1. How have you found term 1?
Yeah, term 1's it was pretty easy in year 12 for the first 5 weeks, but then once it hit week 5, 6, that's when I had about 8 assessments on the go all at once and had to get them out the road before I went home.
I can relate strongly to that. Sort of like you cruise and then boof.
Yeah,
there's just
all of them come at once.
Yeah, so having now that it got sort of to the end of it, sort of feel a bit more relieved.
Yeah, I've smashed out a few over the start of this week, so hopefully there's not many more to come next time.
Fingers crossed. So where are you from, Tom?
Point Lincoln has probably half the boarding house at Edmonton is, just Point Lincoln, and got a family around that area, like Cummins and Coffins and all that. So yeah.
So it's sort of over on their peninsula there.
Yeah.
Any siblings?
I got twin brother, as you know, Josh, and then I've got an older brother, Jack, who's 19 years old, back at home.
Nice. And Josh is with you at Rostrevor as well?
Yeah.
So what year level are you in?
12 and 12.
What are you? When did you start Rostrevor?
I started with you actually, Gailey. Started halfway through year 10. We had Tom Lass, who's gone now. We had
Jesse
Nash and Jesse, and that's it, isn't it?
Yeah. So that we all started together, so it was helpful starting halfway, knowing a couple of the boys. Nash knowing you no one.
Yeah.
He's from Mildura, but we're lucky we're all from the Eyre Peninsula, so we sort of played footy and did that together, so it was helpful having that. What are you into?
Probably back home and very into my fishing and sport, and then here I'm just concentrating on sport and trying to achieve my best at school.
Yeah, so obviously a big fisherman. Is that the go-to thing at home?
Yeah, I normally get out and about when I go home on the exit weekends, but yeah, that's all I want to do, just either crabbing season or whiting's around all season, but yeah, that's the main go-to when I go home.
Yeah. Nice. What sports are you into?
Got footy, and then I played water polo last year.
Like that?
That was alright, yeah. I didn't end up continuing on because footy had too many trainings and that, but yeah, that's a good way to get fit and stuff if you want to get fit for footy. Because
lots of people you don't really play much water polo at home.
No.
So that's one of the great opportunities here in Adelaide is
new sport. Being
able to learn a new sport, and then you play it as much as you can, but then footy training start on Friday nights, and
that's it.
Just can't get to it. Keen on your footy?
Yeah, very keen. I'm doing 4 trainings a week at the moment. So same as
that's a drop from 5 though. So,
yeah, it is. But the one session goes for a bit longer, but other than that, it's pretty solid work at the moment.
Yep, so you enjoying it?
Yeah, not too bad actually.
What do you miss about home?
Well, probably I've got a girlfriend back there. It gets hard sometimes, and then family gets in the road as well. There's been times where I haven't seen them for 6 or 7 odd weeks in the term, so that gets hard. And then just probably missing the daily activities I do back home, like catching up with mates. Had to form a new friendship group when I came over here, and then missed the fishing as we talked about, and all of the stuff that home brings to you. That's all of that.
Do you are you not as close with your friends from home, or do you sort of keep reasonable contact?
Reasonable contact, yeah, but I've kind of drifted away. Like when I do go home, it's hard to catch up with them because I feel like they don't know when I'm home, and then they don't text me, but I've got a few solid friends back there.
So a few close ones, and then there's a few that were sort of good friends, but they sort of drifted away.
I have.
What is one thing you want to be remembered for when time comes, 20 whatever, and we're not here? What do you want to be remembered for?
Just hoping to perform well in footy, I guess. Yeah. Just remembered for if I perform well, just remembered for that, and you noticed a few boys like who was that one? Matt Panos. He
Yep.
kicked a heap of goals. So I'm not saying I'm going to kick any goals, but I'm not really that much of a goal kicker.
You never know.
Yeah, time might come.
Yeah, so Matt Panos was the captain of Norwood Football Club in the league.
He's currently injured, yeah.
Yeah, he's injured, and then Matthew Nunn just took over this year. So, but he kicked 128 goals or something ridiculous in his time at Rostrevor, including a bag of 14. So, kick a bag of 14 for us, it wouldn't be too bad. So what inspires you to do your best? Because obviously you love footy, but your schoolwork's pretty good from all reports. What inspires you to keep going?
Just probably the occupation I want. Just either an architect or a doctor.
Yeah.
That requires high doctors, especially. They require high ATARs. So just having that passion for them occupations probably keep me going with my schoolwork, and then obviously passion for footy, a lot of injuries, and then having to complete rehab over and over. That just shows my passion towards football. So footy and school at the same time, just balancing them to equal them out, I guess.
You did speak about injuries. I know them, but for someone who might not know what you've been through, do you want to tell everyone what you've been through?
Well, yeah, in 2017, that's when I broke my collarbone and got knocked out at the same time. So they rolled me onto that shoulder, and then I think it did a bit more damage while I was on the stretcher. And that was very painful, yeah. They tried to give me the green whistle, but I didn't know what was going on.
How old were you then?
I would have been, 2017, that would have been 15 or 14.
I reckon it was bottom age under 15s.
It was Lincoln District's carnival.
Yeah.
So and I did make the Norwood countryside then, but I obviously couldn't play. I ended up waterboarding, I think, for him.
Jeez, that's devastating. So you just broken your collarbone?
Yeah, and then after that, round 5 against Boston's at Wangari, I broke my leg. Kicked the goal on my left foot, and while my left foot was in the air, someone came and chopped the side of my right leg, and then the bone stuck out and everything, and it was a bit gory. But had to wait 45 minutes for an ambo to come out to Wangari, and I was just on the grand whistle for that time. And then it all happened very quickly. I got surgery straight away and got the bones realigned and got the leg stitched back up because there was a chance it was going to get amputated because of the blood loss. So they had to quickly stitch it up, and then got flying straight over to Adelaide and the Royal Flying Doctors, and then had a stainless steel pin put through the tibia, which is the bigger bone in your leg, and that went through the kneecap, so my knee was buggered, and then had a recovery from that surgery, and then about 2 days later I had another surgery to clean all the stuff out of my leg, so I had 3 surgeries within 48 hours, so it was pretty...
That just went bang. Yeah. Suddenly you're walking up to Wangari, play a game of footy, and next thing you... How long was the rehab for that?
So I've probably recovered now, but that total rehab time was 2 years because I had to get the rod taken out as well. So that was taken out 18 months later, and then I had to recover from that because I had to remove the kneecap to get that rod out again. So it was all structural damage in the knee, like ligaments and stuff I had to get back.
Yeah, right. How did you find that rehab process? Like, obviously you were playing footy last year.
Yeah.
Was it fully recovered?
Well, I played with the rod in, so that had a very high chance of, if I broke my leg again, I would had really big troubles because the rod would have bent inside my bone, and then that would have just mean my leg's gone. But I took the risk and ended up paying off. Got through the whole season. But yeah, I had to be committed to my rehab. I had to go to a personal trainer every 3 times a week when I was home, and just continually do that over the 2 years while I was rehabbing. So yeah.
What's the one thing that taught you the most, that whole rehab process?
Just probably persist in your rehab. Like, if you only do 6 months or something and then you stop, that's when you can have long-term injuries. But I wanted to make sure I didn't have any long-term injuries, so I persist in doing that rehab and making sure that was all good before I came back to footy.
Yeah. Pretty tough start to your way at Rostrevor. Not being able to play footy when you first came, and then last year having the risk of that playing on your mind. Training with you now, though, you look really free and you're looking good at the moment. So, got a game tomorrow. Fingers crossed we go well.
Yeah, just got to make sure we prepare properly, Gally.
Yeah, we do. Got to ice up. What's been your favourite time at Rostrevor?
Even though I didn't play in the first, I played in the seconds in Nicole last year, and even though we got arse handed to, that was still a great experience. And then getting around the first, even though they lost as well, it was just being in the community of the Rostrevor boys, like getting all the chants happening, and I think that's what a lot of boys have remembered is the Intercol chants and the red and black army.
Brotherhood. Yeah, the brotherhood that's fun. That's the week that lots of people have already said is Intercol. But it really does, like, everyone just comes all together. You got the chants, you've got everyone standing together, everyone wants to win. It's really, really good vibes during that week. What's been the challengingest time?
Probably my leg, actually, and just all the rehab that came with it.
You were still able to do the rehab in Adelaide?
Yeah, I came to the EFM gym here, but I wouldn't recommend that because I think it's a bit too much money.
Yeah.
I think it's like $100 a month, so you'd better off to go to 24/7 Zap.
Yeah, there's other gyms around the place.
Yeah, so you're better off to go there, but I had to sit in my room and I had to get all the scar tissue, all the nerves back to place because when they opened up the side of my leg there, it damaged my big toe tendon, so I couldn't move my big toe at all, so I had to get the strength back there. But yeah, my challenging time would just be being able to see my mates playing footy, and especially my brother, and not being able to play. I had to do that for the whole rest of the season, and then when they did come around, it was really hard to get the confidence back because I was really timid in going into the contest like I normally would because of the trauma that I suffered from the leg injury. Yeah.
Now, Josh has had an injury last year. So how long has it been since you've actually played a game with him?
I did play...
You did play a couple at home?
Yep. Yeah. Last year, I did play a couple.
So you played 2 games with him in the last...
Yeah. Last year I only played 2 with him, and I think we're playing together this weekend because he's playing a half, so... That should be good. Exciting. Yeah.
First game with Nord together?
Yeah. Yep. I haven't, because of the injury, I haven't been able to be selected, so... And
then he hasn't as well recently.
Yeah. Yep.
So, someone has informed me of a light being broken in a shed.
Oh, yeah.
And she's been swept under a boat. Do you wanna explain this story?
Yeah, well, me and my brother were in the shed when I was a bit younger, and Dad brought me a new fishing rod, I think, and I was a bit not thinking straight, and I casted it just to wind it in and see how the reel would take in the line, and casted it, and the sinker just went straight up and hit the light and came smashing down, and then Dad wasn't home, so I just swept it under in the shed, and then he didn't notice for ages, and then I told him. So then he was like a bit shocked, but yeah, I told him a bit later on, and yeah, he went off at me. So
gee whiz,
bit of a funny moment.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having a chat, Tom. I'm sure it was very good to get to understand what you've learnt and how you've been going. So
yeah,
good luck with the rest of the year.
Cheers. You too, Gally.
Catch you around.
We'll do.